Welcome to Black Belt Beauty Radio, a podcast fueled by a passion to support your journey in developing your most beautiful and optimal performance in life. Each episode is driven with the intention to elevate your mind. When we elevate our mind, we elevate our life. So get ready. It's time to rise. Hey, you guys, welcome back to another episode of Black Belt Beauty Radio. In today's Solosode, I want to tease out a concept that I really want to share with you. I think it's going to add a lot of value, just a different perspective on good days versus bad days. I want to give you my personal approach. It's not just a pivot of words, although I always say that words cast spells. So to me, words are they're an experience, absolutely. They are a frequency. So the words that we choose, whether it's audible words or the inaudible words, are actually making a difference to our experience, that we're giving ourselves. So what I want to share here is this concept of, we usually hear like, oh, it was a good day. Oh, it was a bad day. My personal take on this is that, I don't have good days or bad days. I have high days and I have hard days, right? And, this is really an inspired episode because I just recently had a hard day. And, the reason for this pivot, this good or bad, first of all, is like, it's just so judgmental and it doesn't offer any opportunity to learn. Like, you may have heard me say this before, but if not, and it's your first time, I'll give you a little backstory. So one day traveling in the airport, I'm a writer. I've been writing my whole life. I always have my journals with me. And I was writing and I downloaded this statement that you cannot be learning and judging at the same time, right? So it's like judging kind of concludes the situation. Like, there's a place for judgment, obviously, but it's, you've reached kind of a final outcome, of whatever it is that you are taking in, that you're receiving, that you're experiencing, right? But when you are, when you are not judging and you're in this place of curiosity, you're able to be open to continue to learn, right? And so for me, when I hear good day, bad day, I just feel like you're judging there, and it doesn't invite you to go, what can I learn about this moment? What can I learn about myself in this moment? Is there something that I need to pay attention to that could be an offering, or maybe like give me, a very important lesson that, expands my wisdom, that helps me get better at a skill or an approach, or, the list goes on, right? So for me, having a high day is like, you're flying, you're flowing, things are feeling really good. It's a very magnetic, vibrant day. Whereas a hard day can look like a lot of different things. Recently, just bringing you up close and personal with me, in my recent hard day, it was really a situation where I was just dealing with a lot of internalized pressure. And for sure, this was pressure that I was just putting on myself that I didn't need to put on myself. And because I am so self-aware and self-connected, I understood that it was me just being harder on myself than I needed to be, but there I was, and there's a lot of reasons for that. There's deadlines, there's, as an entrepreneur who is just building and growing and building and growing, and I'm very grassroots, I have a very lean team. So there's a lot of, the work flow, it really does, a lot of it rests on my shoulders, right? And then you tack on that anything that I do, anything that I create, literally anything that I do. I mean, whether it's cooking my food to how I train to creating an episode for you, creating my digital course, like whatever it is, it's all integrity. It's all heart. There are no cheap shortcuts. Like, my team is laughing if they're, listening to this right now, or when they listen to this, because I'm very detail oriented. First of all, I'm not type A. I don't really connect with that at all. It's just more for me of like, I care. I care a lot, and I care that I care, but we have to be careful because
a lot of times, like on this hard day, it's that excessive caring put me into a state of overdrive where I was just feeling this overwhelm of pressure. And therefore, almost the entirety of the day, I pivoted later in the day, but it was this constant mindset work, also leaning into my body and my physicality to help me transmute the energy, to pivot, to, just basically come back into a state of more harmony, right? And it takes a lot of work to do that. So it's really hard in these moments, especially when it's, a longer period. Like it's not just like, oh, the, first hour of the day. And then I just, because sometimes that happens, right? But in this particular moment on this day, it was the better part of the day was me just doing the best I could to, get myself in that state of really homeostasis of more harmony, and bringing it back to this whole high hard situation is even for me to be able to be here, reflect upon it, and, create an actual episode for you on it is the demonstration of saying that, hard days offer you opportunities to investigate, to learn, to grow, to find whatever it is, to extract whatever you can that's going to help you expand, that's going to help you, get better, get wiser, get stronger, all of it, right? So for me, I can look back at just, this is very real life, like just a few days ago. And I'm able to internalize like what I just shared with you. Okay, I love you, Rox. Like I get it. You care and you care about how much you care. But we don't need to put all this extra pressure on ourselves because number one, we know we always get shit done and we get it done, the way that it needs to get done for us, see, me and self. And also understand that this is me talking to myself, just sharing it with you, that, anytime you're putting that extra bit of pressure on yourself, keyword extra, right? Like sometimes pressure is helpful, right? Procrastination, and then like you have a deadline at the last minute and like it helps you get to the finish line. And by no means am I saying like avoid all pressure, right? I'm a seek the fight woman. But this extra pressure, especially when it's just you putting this extra pressure on you that is so unnecessary, it just slows you down, right? Because even in the example of how, for me in this day, I had to work so hard. That's all energy that could have been going towards creating or anything else. And it's okay. In these moments, while I would much rather not be in them, and I would much rather use that energy to, be creating or to be, anything that is, propelling me forward in, the direction that I'm channeling myself. I also understand that I'm human. I also understand that this is life. Life is contrast. We have dark, we have night. It's just how it goes. We have the yin, we have the yang, right? And so you're going to land on these hard days. You might be there right now. And that was also another reason why I wanted to create this episode, because so many of you, which by the way, for all of you who've connected with me, whether it's Instagram or you're writing comments on website or YouTube, like just know this. I see everything. And if we've connected on Instagram, I don't just emoji. Like I really do connect with you, especially if you go out of your way and you're connecting with me. It fucking matters to me, right? But I know I wanted to create an episode where if you are someone right now who is going through it, is having a hard day, a hard moment, maybe it's a hard week, a hard season, I just wanted to come in here and give you a lot of love. I wanted to fucking cheer you on. I wanted to remind you that you are capable. I wanted you to take in this energy that hard is forging your strength. But the most important thing is you have to be aware of if you're making it harder on yourself. And if you are, then you got to do the work to back the fuck off and do whatever you can to soften so that, You aren't putting this excess, pressure and challenge on yourself, especially if you're already being challenged, right? Like in the case of me, like there's already real challenges happening with deadlines and all this, that, travel. And you got to fit everything into like this very small, box here. I didn't need to, put any extra pressure on myself, right? There's already a lot going on, right? So it's like, number one, I just want you to know that you're fucking capable. And sometimes we just need to hear that, from the external, right? And that's me right now here for you, telling you that, yes, you can get through this. But also I'm inviting you, to really pay attention right now and go inward and ask yourself, am I being harder on myself than I need to be? And, I say this all the time, like be on your team. Being on your team is you backing off that extra pressure and hard, maybe you're like, just doing other things like self-sabotaging, self-rejecting, self-judging, whatever it is, like, please, like, stop, get on your team. That is how you're going to move forward from these hard moments. Understand too, that there's so much that you can learn, that you can gain, that you can grow from in these hard moments, right? So again, I'm inviting you right now to, if you're someone that uses good day versus bad day, just think about it. Like, well, what does that do? Like, what does a bad day give you? Well, nothing. It's just a bad day. But a hard day, you moving through a hard day and you conquering your hard day, even if that conquering was just you managing yourself to the best of your ability, emotionally, psychologically, that's a fucking win. And honor yourself for that. And discover, like, investigate what it is in those hard days that, there's an offering there. Like, what did it teach you? What did you learn about yourself? Even if it's just, I was able to do my best to hold myself in a state where, I didn't get submitted, right? I didn't get beat down. Like I had to push, I was there. Here's a concept for you that's really fun, especially if you're a fighter, you really get it. But like pummeling, I often say it's like we pummel with life, right? So it's like in fight, especially wrestling, it's like, you want that underhook, right? You're pummeling with life. Like sometimes life is going to throw you up against the cage, right? And your job is to get that fucking underhook and get out and push that challenge up against the cage and, submit it however which way you can. And I will tell you right now, submitting sometimes literally is you just not breaking. It's you riding the hard, getting to the end of that day, and then just starting all over the next day from a whole new energy, right? This is, again, just a moment that I'm really dropping in to my community here. If you're new here, welcome. And if you are someone who is facing a hard moment and you need to fucking hear some energy, to take in some energy that's going to invigorate your strength, your courage, your hope, well, I'm here giving it to you right now. I know that, listen, my coaching is centered, all of my writing, my speaking, everything is centered in self-mastery, right? Empowerment, helping you self-actualize, like live to your fullest potential. But I never, ever, and if you've been with me for a long time, you already know that this is true. I'm never here to present any kind of perfection in my life, in my world, or any kind of like, I have it all figured out. I don't have hard days. No, I have fucking hard days. Let me tell you, I do. Because I'm living from pure heart and soul, pure path creation, my authentic life, right? Not following what I think will be great. Oh, if I think if I do this is going to be really good. It's going to bring me this, or I'm going to go this faster. Like, no. It's an absolute authentic operation where I am always tuning into my heart, listening to my intuition, and allowing the fire in me, the passion to fuel my mission, to be here right now for you, right? And it puts me in a lot of positions that are really difficult, that are really challenging. But I You may have heard me say this, but challenges to me are opportunities. Literally, opportunity, opportunity. And on those, days that are very, very hard, that is just always going through my head. Rox, like, it's just an opportunity for you to get better. It's just an opportunity for you to get stronger. It's an opportunity for you to, attain more wisdom. And then you can share this wisdom, more and more with the world and support those who are, in your community. And so just reframing challenge alone is a victory, right? So to close out this episode with so much love, with so much fire for you, like as your teammate in your corner, I'm inviting you to reframe, first of all, good and bad days, trade it for high and hard. I'm inviting you to reframe what challenge and hard means to you, and to invite yourself to be on your team, especially and always in these moments, to investigate where you can, be more on your team. And if there's any excess pressure, or, if you're beating yourself up, or if you're self-sabotaging or self-rejecting or putting yourself down in any way, to please pivot that and start loving yourself, like love yourself more, hold more compassion. I talk about this all the time. It's gangster energy, right? Give yourself space to be human and just do the fucking best you can. That's what we're all doing, right? Do the best you can and know that, sometimes winning is literally just not breaking. Sometimes winning is literally just not breaking. And when life is pummeling you, like you're pummeling with life, and life's got the underhook, that challenge has got the underhook, and you're against the cage, right? It's like UFC in my world, like you're in the octagon, like you're pinned against the cage. You got to do whatever you can to get the fucking underhook and get out, right? So, and you can do it. And that's what this episode is about. It's me telling you, yes, you fucking can. Be on your team, extract the wisdom, the lesson, the growth from anything hard that you're going through, but definitely make sure that you're not creating excess hard for you, unnecessary hard for you, and be on your team. You're worth it. So on that note, I'm going to leave you in this fierce energy, this loving energy. I'm going to invite you to connect with me on Instagram if you have not yet already. I'm at Roxy Look. I'm also at Black Belt Beauty. I am most active via Roxy Look. So DM me. Let me know. Share this on your stories. Like, put it in the comments. If this impacted you or helped you in any way, it would mean so much to hear from you, connect with you, and know. I'm creating these episodes, all of them, they all come from my heart to help support you to live from your most authentic self, to create a life that you authentically want to live and where you will be thriving from within and out. I say it all the time, the inner shapes the outer. Okay. So one more thing to my girls here. I gotta let you know that I'm so excited. I am launching my Future Self digital course, and I cannot even explain how important this heart work is for me, capital ART in that heart. This is truly, it's more than a course. It's a real life transformation for those of you who will really participate and do the work. I know that, there's so many women who come to me and who, want to invigorate, expand, fortify their self-confidence, their self-love, their self-trust, their self-concept, how they feel about themselves, and ultimately, create a life where they are thriving from within and out. And I'm telling you right now that this course that I've created is going to support you to do that. And I am your teammate in that journey. So there's a link in the show notes for more information on how you can jump in. I would love to have you. It is an 8-week course, and it's going to be epic. So if you have any questions too, you can always DM me. I love, love, love connecting with you, and I'll answer, any question you got, I've got an answer for you. So hit me up. And last but never least, If you have not already given this podcast a 5-star rating and review, it would mean so much to me and to my team for you guys to just take a quick moment. There's a very easy link. Doesn't matter where you're listening to this right now, YouTube, anywhere, Spotify, easy link in the show notes for you to make that happen. And it means so much again. So thank you for those of you who are going to take the time to do it. Thank you to all of you who have been doing it. I'm seeing it, and it makes us smile from within and out every time. It means so much to us. So all right, you guys, that's what I got for you today. I can't wait. I'm always so pumped and excited to be here again for you with all my heart. I will see you on the next one.
Thanks so much for tuning into this episode, you guys. If you loved it, please share it on your social. Throw it up on your Instagram stories and tag me. I'm at Black Belt Beauty. I am also at Roxy Look, RoxyLook. I love connecting with you guys. This is a conversation that I want to just continue growing with you guys. So if you feel inspired to hit me up, do so in that space. I always enjoy hearing from you. If you'd like to support this podcast, you can do so by rating it and reviewing it via iTunes. It's such supportive help, you guys. It really helps the visibility of this podcast. So I appreciate and thank you in advance for doing that. And on that note, you guys, I'm signing off with all my love and always looking forward to catching you on the next.